Hey there! Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered if what you're seeing is really you? What if that reflection wasn't just in a mirror, but in the people around you? What if your mind started playing tricks, making you see things in others that aren't really there? Today, we're diving into something truly strange and eerie, something called the Black Mirror Syndrome. It's one of those deep psychological facts that might just make you see the world a little differently. So buckle up, because this is going to be a wild and emotional ride. Imagine standing in front of a mirror. You see yourself, right? But what if one day the reflection you see isn't quite you? It looks like you, but something feels off. Maybe the smile you give doesn't look right, or the eyes staring back feel strange. That's what happens in the Black Mirror Syndrome. But instead of looking into a real mirror, it's like you're seeing your fears, doubts, and dark thoughts reflected in the people around you. Let's say you're talking to someone you really trust, like your best friend. One day, though, you suddenly feel like they're judging you, even when they're not saying anything bad. You start thinking, do they secretly hate me? Are they making fun of me behind my back? But the truth is, your friend didn't change. You did. Your own thoughts are creating these fake, distorted reflections. It's like you've put a dark, creepy mirror in front of your mind. And instead of seeing people for who they really are, you see a twisted version made from your own fears. Now, this isn't something that just happens all at once. The Black Mirror Syndrome grows slowly, like a shadow creeping in the dark. Maybe you had a bad experience where someone betrayed your trust before, and now you start to think everyone will do the same. You look at others and assume the worst, even though deep down you know they haven't done anything wrong. Imagine you're sitting in class and the teacher calls on someone else to answer a question. Normally, you wouldn't think twice about it. But with this syndrome, you might start thinking, did they skip me because they don't think I'm smart enough? Do they like that other kid more than me? Again, it's not about what the teacher or anyone else is actually doing. It's about the way your mind is reflecting those dark, insecure thoughts back at you. The tricky part is, just like a broken mirror, the reflections look real. They feel real. So, when someone you love doesn't text back right away, you might convince yourself they're ignoring you on purpose, even though they just didn't see the message. Your mind starts filling in the gaps with scary, made-up stories, and it gets harder to tell what's real and what's just your own imagination. Let's go deeper. Have you ever had a moment where you're in a crowded room and you feel like everyone is staring at you? In reality, no one probably is. They're busy with their own lives. But when you're trapped in this Black Mirror Syndrome, every glance feels like judgment. Every whisper feels like it's about you. You might even start thinking people dislike you, even though you've never given them a reason. That's because the mirror in your mind is cracked and dark, showing you only the negative sides of things. One example could be when you're playing a game with friends and one of them beats you. Normally, it's just a game, right? But with this syndrome, your mind might start twisting things, making you think, they probably think I'm useless now. They're going to tell everyone I'm a loser. But in reality, they're just happy they won the game. The dark mirror in your mind makes everything seem worse than it really is. As this keeps happening, it starts to wear you down. You push people away because you think they're going to hurt you, even though they haven't done anything. You stop trusting others because the reflection in your mind tells you they're all out to get you. And the saddest part? The more you believe the reflection, the lonelier you become. It's like being trapped in a fun house of mirrors, where every reflection is a twisted, dark version of reality, and you can't find your way out. But, just like any mirror, it can be fixed. The key is realizing that what you're seeing isn't real. It's your mind playing tricks on you, feeding off fear and doubt. If you take a step back and question those reflections, you can start to see things clearly again. It's like wiping away the fog on a bathroom mirror after a hot shower. Suddenly, everything becomes clear. Imagine someone smiles at you. With the Black Mirror syndrome, you might think, they're faking it. They don't actually like me. But if you take a breath and look closer, you might see that their smile is real, and they do care about you. The more you challenge the dark reflections, the weaker they become. Slowly, you start seeing people as they really are, not as your mind tells you they are. The journey out of this syndrome isn't easy. It takes time and effort. But every time you question those dark reflections, you're one step closer to breaking the mirror. And once it's broken for good, you can finally see the world for what it is. A place filled with real people who care about you, who are not out to hurt you or judge you. So remember, when you start seeing those dark reflections, it's not real. It's your mind tricking you. And with time, you can learn to see beyond the black mirror into the light of what's real and true. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I hope this gave you a new perspective on how our minds can play tricks on us and how important it is to challenge those dark reflections. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. For more deep dives into human psychology, stay curious and remember, you are more than the fears your mind creates. See you in the next one.